Hello everybody! So I started sewing last May of 2024. I've made over 24 items. However, I've only kept slash I can only find 24 of those items. So today we're going to be going through 24 things. I'm just going to give you a little bit of my experience sewing them along the way, whether I feel like they're beginner friendly. Spoiler alert, they're probably all beginner friendly because I still consider myself a beginner. And I'm just really excited to go through every piece in my closet and talk about it. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm pretty sure the first legitimate piece of clothing I sewed, I'm pretty sure I got rid of it. I probably put this shirt, which I'll put here on the screen, I probably put that in my pile and donated it. I can't believe I did that though, because it was the very first piece of clothing I ever sewed and it holds a lot of sentimental value. I actually took a men's dress shirt that I got at Goodwill and I cut it up into really a few rectangles and shirred the bodice, added some straps, and that's about it. I should have kept it. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't. Yeah, that was technically my first thing. Now let's start and move on to the things that I actually kept. Okay, so here is the first dress that I made. I believe this was the second item of clothing I ever sewed. These, if you cannot tell, were bed sheets. I got them at Goodwill. And I knew that this was not going to be a dress I wore a lot because the material is very cheap. It's very thin. But I just wanted to practice sewing on jersey knit material. But I got the sizing completely wrong. I do think on camera, I could be wrong, but I think on camera it does look pretty flattering. However, in person it is too small. You can see every little lump and bump. But not only that, it is really, really tight up here. So I'm going to put the pattern that I followed on the screen. It's a great pattern. I really didn't measure myself is the problem. I just went off of the size that I usually wear because typically I'm like a size 2 or so at certain stores that I shop at. So I just cut myself out a size 2. I did not measure, and if I had, I would have known I would have been a size 8. So always measure yourself. All patterns are different and the sizing is very different. So yes, that was an important lesson learned. I actually did not learn that lesson though with this dress because I made a very similar mistake in the next dress. I thought maybe if I just cut the shape of the top a little bit differently, it will be better. So let me show you the next dress that I made. But anyway, yep, here's my first dress. It really is cute on camera. I just wouldn't wear it out and about. I really wanted to make this pattern work. And I thought I fixed the sizing issue. I didn't. If I could do this again, obviously I would make it in the correct size. I would measure myself before, cutting out a pattern. But it's very, very beginner friendly. I did not use a serger. Of course, now that I have a serger, I would definitely use it if I were to make this again. And I want to make it again. I purchased the pattern. I have yet to make it in the right size. I think it's a beautiful dress. I love how it zhuzhes out at the bottom. Does that make any sense? Like it just bloop, on both the dresses, even the one with the really bad material. Like I do think it's so cute. So I've got to make it in my size. This fabric I did get at Joann's. It was in the clearance section. A lot of my fabrics, if I got them from Joann's or Hobby Lobby, they were clearanced. So I'm not sure if I can link them or not. It was really fun to sew. It does not fit me. It's very tight. It pinches up here again, and it's hard to get on because the bias tape is it's too small on me. But definitely recommends this pattern. I will be making it again in my size. Let me start with a little disclaimer. I'll be wearing this white tank top quite a bit throughout this video for when I style my shorts and pants, but I did not sew it. Here is my first successful pattern that I've actually worn multiple times, and I love them so much. The material was also clearanced from Joann's, so I'm not sure if I can link it, but it is actually a stretchy knit material. This pattern is the Spring Shorts pattern by Peppermint magazine. So it is a free pattern. I have made these you're about to see quite a bit. I've also extended them and made them into pants. Very beginner friendly. However, I will say I would not have been able to successfully complete this pattern without this YouTube tutorial. This woman is amazing. If you want to make these, I definitely recommend watching this follow along YouTube video, especially if you're a beginner. Also, let me just give you another little disclaimer. My hair will get messier and messier throughout this video to the point where at the end it will probably look insane. But that comes with trying on a bunch of clothes and it comes with having naturally crazy hair. So I actually did sew this shirt. However, this was something I made in 2025. So I'm not including it in this video, but I had to change out of the white tank top because the next thing I had to show you were these white pants. And I just thought the all white look wasn't quite it. These are the spring shorts pattern. I forgot to mention, they do have these amazing pockets. I love them. I literally just went to trace the front and back pattern pieces on some butcher paper, and I just extended them a ton. I wasn't really sure how much to extend them, like past my inseam. And my inseam, I believe, is 32 inches. I'm pretty tall. And so I probably extended it to like 35 inches. So I just hemmed a lot, but that's okay because I like a nice long hem on pants. These were made from bed sheets that I got at Goodwill. And this is probably my most worn piece that I've ever made. For some reason, I made these out of like a flannel material. So these almost feel like somewhere between a flannel and a felt, which means they're so soft. But I live in Arkansas where we get up to, you know, like 80s or 90s every single day in the summer. So why would I make shorts out of flannel? Because I thought the pattern was really cute. I mean, come on, like, look at those flowers. This one, I can probably link the fabric below because I got it at Joann's, but it was not clearanced. It was on sale. And I believe, is it Luxe? It's like Luxe Fabrics or Luxe Flannels or something. So if they were a little bit bigger and a little bit looser, I would absolutely use these for pajama shorts because they are that nice soft flannel material, but I wear them out and about anyway. If you can remember that one of the first dresses that I made, that orange dress, this was leftover material that I had from it. I just followed some YouTube tutorials, just really easy, how to take a piece of clothing that you already have and you like how it fits and draft your own pattern. And of course, a tank top is going to be really easy. I didn't own a serger at the time, and I just used a zigzag stitch on everything. And hemming the neckline and the pits was such a struggle. It was so bad, and I don't know if you can tell, but just this part right here, it's crooked, it's not good. However, I really like this material. On the dress, I was unsure because it was like this entire dress made out of that very busy, like orange, you know, reddish fabric. But I think on the tank top, I really like it. I think it's a great little pop of color. It took me like a couple hours in an afternoon, and you know, it was fun. But I would probably, hopefully, try to do a better job on the actual hemming part of it next time. And now that I own a serger, I could probably just do a better job finishing the piece. So I might try to do it again, but yeah. All right, next up, we have this brown gingham dress. Now, I absolutely love this little dress, and it's got some nice little memories associated with it because I am a 5th grade teacher. It was the last day of school. One of my students gave me a Hobby Lobby gift card, and literally as soon as the bell rang, as soon as I was gone, you know, from school for the summer, I went straight to Hobby Lobby to spend that gift card, and I got this material. I am kind of a hoe for gingham, and I just think that this brown material is just so charming. So I went home and immediately started making this dress. Now, I believe I followed a YouTube tutorial for it. It was a great tutorial. The only changes I made, I think, was I added pockets. And I think that that was the only change I made. I then, oh, that's right, I finished this dress and I wore it to my husband's and my anniversary dinner. So I was obsessed with this dress when I finished it. However, now my opinions are a little bit different, mostly because after putting it through the wash, it wrinkles so easily. I think it was just a cheaper fabric from Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure if it was even like an apparel fabric necessarily. I also think just since it's a little bit stiffer, it has softened up a bit, I think. But since it's just a little bit of a stiffer material and doesn't have a very flowy drape, I do think I look a little bit like a cupcake. How it like poofs out, and then this part, at least sometimes, I don't know, right now it seems to be flowing a little bit better, but that's because I steamed the heck out of it. The YouTube tutorial, from what I remember about it, was absolutely great and very detailed. So, and I got to shirr something else with my elastic thread, so it's got that nice little stretchy bit to it. So that is the first successful dress that I've sewn, and I really do love it. Next up is another pair of, you guessed it, spring shorts made out of, you guessed it, bed sheets I got from Goodwill. I don't remember why, but I just remember one night I was itching to sew something and I didn't want to start a new pattern. I already had the spring shorts pattern pieces and I just felt like making something that night. And so these, are not very good because I was tired, it was late, I had that like itch, that urge, and I just wanted to sew something like right then. And so this just sort of scratched that sewing itch. And I don't know, I actually do like them. I've worn them quite a bit to bed and also out and about. They're comfortable, they're soft, they're a little bit small. I did again, I cut the elastic probably a little smaller than I should have. I didn't add a casing for the drawstring on this one, and I also didn't add that ruffly piece at the top. I just felt like doing something like a little bit different, and I like them. Another pair of spring shorts from Peppermint magazine. Next up is this little pink gingham dress. It is made out of bed sheets, of course, from Goodwill. No surprise to anyone there. And again, sorry about if the sunlight is being kind of weird. I don't know the best place to stand for you to see this the best. Let's just say here. So I do have two complaints about this dress. Number one, the color I don't think is very well suited for my skin tone. I think it just completely washes me out. And the second thing is, because it's so light and they are bed sheets, so they're kind of thin, it's pretty see-through. So again, if I was like in public or real life, I'd probably be wearing those like little like tan spandex shorts under this. But what I really love about this dress is the back of it. Now, hopefully it's kind of straight. I can't really tell, but there's like a little band of elastic right here. It's that little tie top. Oh, and the other thing I love about this dress, I don't have to wear a bra with it. I say as I grab my boobs, sorry. I love that I don't have to wear a bra with it because I took little pads, just like, you know, those ones that come with your swimsuit or just ones that come in like little camis that you buy. I just took some leftover ones of those and I just sewed them in the front because the front is lined. And so I just put them in between the lining and the dress, sewed it up, and there you go. And so I love that I don't have to wear a bra with this dress. I think the back is really cute. And I followed a YouTube tutorial by Dang, is that her name? I will put the video here on the screen. Her videos are just incredible. They're all free. They're all patterns that like you can draft on your own and create. So this was one of them. And so I just feel really proud about that. Like obviously it's not my pattern, but I didn't like trace a pattern. I did it like on my own to create this dress. So yeah, this dress was really fun to make. Definitely check out that tutorial. It's very, very beginner friendly. I love these pants. These are definitely longer than the white pants, which I really like. As someone who's tall and struggled my whole life with finding tall pants, it's refreshing to have pants drag on the floor a little bit, you know, so it doesn't bother me at all. I call these my airplane pants because I made them for the sole purpose, I know this is a little bit extra, for the sole purpose of flying to Florida. That's where I'm from, just to visit my family. And I am always freezing cold on the plane, but of course it's like 100 degrees in Florida during the summer. So these were I will be warm on the plane, but they're like light and airy enough. When I step off the plane, I won't be like overwhelmed with the Florida heat and humidity. But I can't really wear them around anymore because these sheets, again, that I got from Goodwill, I guess they were just like a little bit thin, a little bit worn for the wear. And there is literally a hole in my bum, like right there in the crack. Now it's barely a hole. At first it was just sort of like this faded, like kind of worn out place, but now I think it's become a legitimate hole. And unfortunately, it's not something I can fix easily just by sewing it up again, because it's literally the fabric has gotten so thin that it's just like the fabric itself is like shredding into a hole. So there's nothing I can do to fix them. I love these. I wish I didn't have a hole in them. Otherwise, I would just like wear them as much as I wear my white pants. I love this dress. Oh my gosh, this is it my favorite thing I've ever made? I think part of it is the style of the dress. You know, as I said, I love a shirred top. They're so comfortable and cute, but I think a lot of it has to do with this fabric, which, of course, you guessed it, bed sheets from Goodwill. I think it's gorgeous and I love it. I also made a dress that I will put right here on the screen. This was inspired by the Hill House Ellie Knapp dress, and I chose this fabric specifically to make this dress. I noticed a lot of their fabrics were very like pastels, and so I went to Goodwill specifically looking for bed sheets that would sort of match that description, and I found these. So I actually bought these to make that Hill House Ellie Knapp dress. But that dress, it's just not something I would reach for, so I did end up selling it on my Etsy. I love things like this where it's just easy to throw on and you're ready for the day, and it looks put together, but it's less effort than putting on shorts and a shirt or jeans and a shirt, because it's literally one piece of clothes, and I love that. So anyway, I could go on and on all day about this dress, but that is this dress, and I love it so much. This is made out of, you guessed it, more bed sheets that I got at Goodwill. I think I had really, really good luck with my Goodwill finds last year with the bed sheets. Because lately, as I've been going to Goodwill to look for some more, I'm just not really finding any besides just plain solid colors. So I love that I was able to find some gingham bed sheets. However, this is a very stiff material, and so I think it does make the Playsuit look pretty boxy. It doesn't really give me much shape. I don't have a whole lot of shape to begin with, so I'm just like happy for anything that cinches a little bit. It does have these great little pockets though. I love these pockets. I've thought about adding some like white embroidered flowers. Do I know how to embroider? No, absolutely not. But how cute would little white embroidered flowers be right here and maybe like here across the top of the neckline? This is a tie strap, and so that was really easy to do. It also has an invisible zipper on it. It was my first time sewing a zipper, and so I felt really proud of that. I really, really want to make this pattern again. However, I would definitely make it out of a material that drapes a little bit better, and so it just sort of like, you know, like it maybe is a bit more flattering than this. So yeah, that is the Playsuit by Peppermint magazine. Love this. It's a really fun pattern. It's also finished really well. It's like lined up top, and we love that. So yeah, I promise you, these are the last spring shorts pattern I've made, shorts or pants, okay? I know you're probably sick of hearing about them, but I'll make it short. These I made for the sole purpose of the 4th of July. Now, I didn't just wear them on the 4th of July. I've worn them for the rest of the summer, although they are a little bit small. I don't know what happened. After the first like 2 patterns I made, it seems like the shorts anyway, not the pants, the shorts have gotten like kind of small. Like, they don't really fit me that great in the back. So it might just be the material again. This material was very, very cheap. It was from Walmart. Don't knock the Walmart material section or fabric section until you try it. It's got some good stuff there. I mean, when I say good, I mean like a variety of stuff, not necessarily quality. But this was cheap. It wrinkles very, very easily, but I think that they're cute for the 4th of July. I did the whole shebang. I did the like little ruffly top. I did the drawstring, which again is a shoelace. So I followed the pattern to a T, and I think that they're very cute. But don't worry, that's the last spring shorts pattern I have to show you today. So the only reason I still own this jumpsuit is because I wear it around the house. Why, you say? It looks so cute in the front. It's like the green one, but it kind of cinches the waist a little bit. Why would I not wear it out of the house? Let me show you why. When I turn around, this is what the back looks like. I took the Peppermint magazine Playsuit, the one that I made in the green gingham that I wore all summer, and I thought I would make it my own. I tend to not reach for things with zippers. I really like things that I can just pull on, and I have seen dresses and things that have a small amount of shirring in the back, and that's what helps you sort of like get it over your head and sort of helps cinch up the waist a little bit. So I thought that would be a good idea. But the way I did it, it was just poorly executed. I should not have done an entire back panel from like the top of my butt all the way up my sides to the top. I think what I should have done is just taken like a smaller rectangle piece of shirring and maybe had it like right up here at the top. Everything else could have stayed the same. But that's okay because, as you might have guessed, this fabric was bed sheets that I got from Goodwill. So it was not a big deal that I messed it up. Maybe I could wear it with like a sweater over it. I don't know. So that is the other Playsuit that I've made. I feel like I really stepped up my sewing game when I made these pants, mostly because it's the first time that I sewed anything with a fly. So it's got that metal zipper there and sort of a button. This is actually a decorative button. I used a clasp instead because I really struggled with the buttonhole, but I felt so proud of myself when I sewed these pants. I love how fitted they are. I love the back pockets. So with the back pockets, I didn't even really mean to. It was sort of an accident. I cut out the material going the opposite direction. And so I like how the pockets just kind of stand out from the rest of the pants. Like, I think it's really cute. I made one really big mistake with these pants, and that was I was so impatient to get sewing that I did not wash and dry the material before I started. Now, don't worry, it wasn't thrifted. These aren't bed sheets. This was a bolt of fabric that my mother-in-law gave me. She's given me a lot of just extra fabric, which is awesome. And this came on like a whole bolt. So it's not like it was thrifted, and I was so impatient to start these pants that I just cut it and went with it. But ladies and gentlemen, wash your fabric before you use it, because these pants are not supposed to be this short. I don't think they look bad, but if I wear like little heels with them, it just looks kind of short when I do that. It might not now, but trust me, with the shoes on, it really does. So I do regret that big time. These are the Wren jeans by Mood Fabrics. I will say the instructions were kind of vague. I did have to go on YouTube and watch a video of somebody sewing a fly and button in order to make these. But I love these. These were actually a mock-up for the next pants I'm about to show you. I didn't think I was going to wear pants that were made out of like this checkered gingham material, but I actually love them. They're like my fun pants. And what's funny is I like them a lot better than the pants I'm about to show you, even though these were the mock-up. So let me show you the next pants. So these were the pants that I made the mock-up for. I do not like these pants. Number one, I look bow-legged when I wear them. I don't think I'm bow-legged. I don't know, maybe I am, but something about these pants makes me look bow-legged, okay? I think the pockets are really fun. I really like the contrasting thread. However, I do not like the contrasting thread on the fly. Is it just me, or does the fly look so long? It probably wouldn't have stood out so much had I top stitched with the contrasting thread around the pockets and down the sides. So because this is like one of the only places you see the contrasting thread, your eye is probably drawn to it, and nobody wants your eyes drawn there. I mean, I still, made a pair of jeans. These are actual denim. Oh, I'm not sure if I can link the fabric, but I'll try to find it. I got it from Joann's. It wasn't clearanced or anything. It might have been on sale. But this is probably the most expensive piece I've ever made, and probably one of the biggest fails, only because, I mean, bam, look where your eye is drawn to. So here is the next thing that I made. It's this shirt. I wish that this draped a little bit better, because I think that's why I really don't like this shirt a whole lot and I don't reach for it. Here is what it looks like untucked, but I'm a millennial, so I've got to do the millennial tuck. This looks like something that's homemade, and I think it's the neckline and how bunched it is. I think to me that's what makes it look homemade, and not in a good way. The pattern, I'll try to put a picture here on the screen. I really might try this pattern again, just with a better fabric that drapes a little bit better, and I might try to size down a little bit to prevent this bunching right here. I would not pair this green tee with these pants, but I did not feel like changing pants. However, I absolutely love this green t-shirt. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. The material, Joann's clearance section. This material is amazing. It is a stretchy knit material. It's kind of a slinky sort of material, so I do like the drape of this t-shirt a lot. This is one piece that when I wear, people will compliment it, and when I tell them I made it, they will act surprised. Where some of my other pieces will be like, oh, I like your dress, and I'll be like, thanks, I made it, and they'll be like, I know, and that's always a little bit embarrassing. But this is one thing that people seem to act surprised that I made, and that makes me feel proud. I do have a tutorial for this shirt on my YouTube channel, so go check it out. It's a free pattern, the Brando tee. Yeah, I love this tee. I'm about to show you another Brando tee that I made with a different material. So here's the real reason I kept these pants on in my last clip, was to show you this shirt with these pants. So I actually bought these fabrics together. Like I said, Joann's, not clearance. This was Joann's clearance. It is also like a stretchy knit material. This fabric is a lined material. I think that's what it's called. So it's almost double-sided. And so it just makes it feel really just comfortable and very heavy duty. The color that outlines the flowers is nearly identical to the color of this denim. And so I thought it went just perfectly together. So I did have a lot of fun making this, of course. So it's a really easy pattern, very beginner friendly. Amazing if you have a serger, but very doable without a serger. I also lied earlier. I had made another spring shorts pattern. I promise I'd just forgotten. And it is these black pants. Now, At first when I made them, I thought I liked them a lot, but I am no longer a huge fan. I thought it would be nice to have a pair of black dress pants. However, these look like they're having an identity crisis between dress pants and pajama pants. They look like pajama pants, but the material looks like dress pants. But, oh, by the way, they are made of bed sheets from Goodwill. They are made out of such like a, I don't know if you can tell, just like a very shiny fabric, and the feel of them, it does not feel good quality. Like, it feels like I ordered dress pants from Shein. You know that material that like every single item of clothing that they sell at Shein is made out of? It's like almost feels like a bathing suit. That's what these feel like. They're comfortable. I think I might still wear them. Like, I'll keep them around, and as long as I'm pairing it with the right top, I think they look okay. Obviously with this top they don't look great, but these were supposed to be my work pants, and they're kind of a little bit of a fail, mostly just because of the fabric. All right, next up we have this green dress. The pattern, it was really fun to make. I believe this was another Just Staying pattern. I hope that I'm remembering her name correctly, and I will link it here. So I do have some regrets about this dress, and the biggest regret that I have is the fabric that I used. So I was shopping at Joann's. There was another material that I liked so much more. It was a slightly darker green, but it was just a lot drapier. However, it was more expensive, and so I just decided to save a few dollars. The reason I regret it is because it feels stiff. To me, it looks like I'm, like I said, a cupcake, and it looks like I'm headed to a Christmas party. Like, it's poofy, it's bright, and I don't really wear this dress. I think I've worn it one time, but I just don't reach for it because of the stiffness of the fabric. If I had made a dress that was just a little bit, had a nicer drape to it and just like flowed a little bit more, I would definitely have worn it so much more. I love this style dress. I love poofy sleeves. I love a shirred bodice, as you know. I love that it has pockets, but I do regret my material choice. Okay, that is this dress. It was a really fun pattern to follow. I did have to make some adjustments on the sleeves so that they wouldn't like fall off my shoulders constantly. I am losing a lot of daylight, so I'm going to try to go through the next couple pieces really quickly. Next up, we have a quilted jacket that I made, and I'm showing you it on the hanger first because it is actually really cropped, and I don't think it looks very good with what I'm wearing right now. I think that the quilt is so cute that I made this with. I don't know how to quilt, so I got this quilt at Goodwill. So it was just a few dollars to make this. The pattern, I'm not remembering the name of it right now, but I will put it here on the screen. I mean, I do think it's really cute. Very springtime colors, but I've still worn it quite a bit. I felt very proud of myself for sewing a collar for the first time, and yeah, so it was a fun project. I would definitely recommend this pattern. I'd like to do it again and make sure it's not quite as cropped this time. I am so proud of this next piece. I love it so much. So before I try it on, just like a little story about it and why it is so artsy fartsy like this. So my mother-in-law found an old quilt. It was not used. It was still like in its packaging, so it had no sentimental value, and I did know that before cutting it up. But she gave it to me for the purpose of like if I wanted to sew with it, and I decided to make her a quilted jacket for Christmas. So I will go ahead and put that on the screen because I made a TikTok about it. But I made her this quilted jacket, and it was the Elise jacket by IndyPattern. This pattern was so amazing. I do like the collar and the zipper on my last jacket. However, I love that this one is lined. I made her quilted jacket. It was so much fun. I loved how it turned out. I loved doing the bias tape trim around it. And when I tell you, I was itching to make myself one. I've always seen quilts at Goodwill. So I went to the Goodwills, all the Goodwills around me. I could not find a quilt anywhere. I was desperate to make myself a quilted jacket, and I was like literally so frustrated and angry when I couldn't find any quilts at Goodwill. But then I found a couple quilted pillowcases, which I will put on the screen if I have a picture of, and I was like, you know what, that'll work. So that's why this jacket looks like this. I mean, I think it's really unique and really fun. I'm kind of worried I'm not going to be reaching for it all the time. I think this is another thing that maybe it doesn't look homemade, but I think it's very obviously handmade. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I think I just need to get over myself when it comes to that. Like, I want to make clothes that look store-bought, you know? Here it is on. So I love it. Like I was saying, I think I just need to get over myself because I believe, let me know if you agree, be nice about it though. Is this really obviously handmade? And it is just a little bit puffy, but I mean, come on, that comes with just making a jacket out of a quilt. It's gonna be a little bit puffy, but I think it's so unique. I love it. And it's really, really cozy. So I'm so pleased with how this turned out. And those are all the pieces that I made in 2024, at least all the pieces that I kept. And I'm so mad at myself that I didn't keep that first piece that I made, but oh well, what are you gonna do? And yeah, as promised, my hair got pretty crazy messy by the end of this. But thank you guys for sticking around and let me know if there's one piece in here that was your favorite. And I will see you next time. Bye.